Hello. I am trying to plan my garden for this year. The winter blues are starting to hit me with all this snow on the ground, and I got a seed catalog in the mail, and I was like, ooh, let me look and see. I've gone through all my seeds and kind of decided what I actually need to buy, which is not very much. I have a lot of seeds already. The hubby wanted me to plant more melons this year because he's really into eating the melons, so I was picking out which ones I thought he would enjoy on top of the ones I already have. But I was watching Justin Rhodes, and he's doing this thing with the Seedtime, which is a garden planner, and I had joined it last year or the year before, but I couldn't get it to work on my tablet because it wasn't compatible, so I didn't actually do it. And this year my son has a computer that I can steal from him, so I've stolen his computer to plan my garden, and I think this is going to be so much easier because it'll actually give me a task list that I can see on my phone. So I can actually have tasks to do each week. And I can actually see them on my phone, pull it up on my phone, click that I've done it, and it keeps track of everything. Now you do have to do the planning stages of it on a computer. But I can see the task list on my phone and click things. Yes, I've done that. Yes, I need to go do that. And so that'll be nice that I actually have like a list that I don't have to sit here and figure out myself. So I've entered all of my crops. These are the crops I plan on doing over here. Everything I'd like to plant this year. And it makes a list off to the side of what you've entered. And I've gone through and put in some stuff I just left without a name, some stuff I've actually put in different varieties, like watermelons. I have several different varieties of watermelons, but not very many seeds of each, so we're just gonna say watermelons. But then it actually gives you a list to say, okay, in February and this week you should be starting your seeds indoor. In March and this week you should be direct seeding these things outside. You should get these beds ready this week and make sure everything's all ready, because this week you should be transplanting things outside. And then it actually gives you harvesting windows, so this should be ready to harvest anytime here. Okay, you should be checking on that crop you planted, make sure it's good. Do any weeding or anything else, and it gives you little tasks. But this actually plans it out. Once you've entered all of your crops in there, it plans it out for the whole year. So this is a whole year planned. Not sure why garlic is all the way harvesting in October, because I should be planting in October, but either way. Then I actually upgraded it. I had a free lifetime thing from when I joined. It was either last year or the year before, but like I said, I couldn't get it to work. So I actually did upgrade so that I could do the layout. And this is basically, so here's my house. This is basically what my garden is going to look like. Now, It doesn't actually completely look like this right now. So I have my concrete pad, which has a lot of stuff on it right now, but the plan is to move all of this stuff, clean it, put a top coat of concrete on it to get rid of all the cracks, and then this is where my greenhouse is gonna go. Still have to decide what greenhouse I want and actually come up with the money and buy it, but these are the beds that I put in last year. So these are my new raised metal beds. And then on this side, I have my 3 big wooden beds that have my garlic in them. It's already planted and ready to go. Then I have my little patch of garden that I had flowers in and little compost towers. That all I meant to do last year. I just worked so much last year, I didn't get as far as I wanted to get. There are 2 more of these beds up here, but I plan on tearing those out in the spring and putting in more of these metal beds. So I still have to input those, and this is just a rough sketch. These are the actual dimensions of what I remember what the dimensions are. Like, these are 2 by 8, and I know these are 12 by 2, but these are just general measurements to start a plan. And then I have the big patch of garden flower bed that I had here. I just blocked that out. I plan on rearranging and doing something with this section here early spring. But as for now, it's just a blank spot to remind me, hey, I need to do something with that. This is my trellis area that we put in 2 years ago. So I have 2 straight 16-foot trellises, and then I have a 20-foot arch trellis, and then I plan on adding another 16-foot trellis over here, maybe 2. I might do 2 just to make it even looking. I haven't decided. We're gonna have to see once we get out there in the spring how much room I actually have, and I have the cattle panels to do it. I just have to decide. And then I'd like to make 2 bigger plots like this to do corn and the melons and the watermelons and pumpkins, just to have somewhere that's just fully in ground. Over here is my duck pen, but I actually plan on changing, well, not changing, but adding to this area. I'd like to add 2 more bird pen areas and just reconfigure the space slightly. So I haven't added that because I'm not sure how we're gonna do it. But for now, this gives me an area I can say, okay, this is what I have, this is what I plan on having. And then if I go, let's go to July. I can input plants in these sections, and then it'll tell me, okay, for a 16-foot trellis, I need 18 to 19 tomatoes for the spacing that I planned. That tells me roughly how much I need to plant seeds of to try to get what I want. It also tells me, like, oh, well, you should have harvested this by then, so that space is still empty because you haven't put anything in there. Now, generally, I'm gonna tell you, I find empty spaces and just put plants in there, and it's not necessarily the best place for me to have put that plant. But that's because I don't have a plan, and I have plants ready, and they need somewhere to go. So hopefully this alleviates a lot of that. I do plan on making a lot of changes to my garden this year, but also I planned on making a lot of changes last year, and it didn't happen. I just worked so much last year that I didn't have time to do a lot, but I don't think that's going to be an issue this year. I am hoping to, for the most part, get most of these changes done and to actually be able to have a productive garden this year. And I think that with this giving me reminders and telling me, hey, you should do this, that will be helpful. Now, a lot of these are not exact dimensions because I did not go find the paper that I had written down the dimensions for stuff for, but I can change it. That's the great thing about this. It's not set in stone. So if I decide in March that I'm going to put 2 of these panels here instead of 1, I can add it. I can bump this down. I can change my plan. I'm not sure why only one of these is showing corn, but that's the great thing about this software, that I can adjust and make changes, and it keeps track. And I think this is really going to help me this year. I wish I would have done it last year, but honestly, I don't think I could have really done it last year because I just worked so much that I didn't have time to do as much as I would have liked to. But I got a lot of stuff stacked up. I've got more of these raised beds that I put in the garage that are ready to go. Well, I got to put them together, but they're on property. They're here. I've got more cattle panels to put up another one. I want to add another arch to my arch trellis and make it 5 long instead of 4. And that's going to give me that much more space. I have things to build the things that I'd like to build. It's just a matter of doing it. Currently, we have about 1 inch of snow sitting on the ground. So nothing is getting done outside. The birds are all doing great. All the plastic wrap that we put around their enclosures has really seemed to help the greenhouse effect and everything. So they're all doing great. You can see all the little dog prints. I also got my catalog from Murray McMurray, and I've been going back and forth debating what animals I want to add this year. I think I'm going to add turkeys. I've gone back and forth between whether I want the chocolates, the Narragansett, I don't think I'm saying that right, or these blue slates. They all look really cool. It's just really hard to decide. Also, let me find the page. My neighbor, the one who can actually hear my ducks cackling in the middle of the night, he wants me to add geese. He really wants geese. He doesn't want to deal with the geese. He wants me to deal with the geese, but he wants me to add geese. So we've kind of been looking to decide, hey, if we throw in 2 or 3 of these, what ones would we like? It's hard to choose. So that's what I'm doing. I am planning my garden and deciding on my year. tasks are really nice. I like that it gives you tasks. And this is garlic. So I've already done all my garlic. My garlic's good. I also like that this has a journal feature. So I can say, I planted this and didn't really like it. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Don't mind my cartoon stickers. My son likes these weird cartoons. I don't know, he's a teenage boy. All right, well, thank you for coming along with me, and we're just going to see what this year has to bring. See you later, everyone.